Good Monday morning, everyone. I hope you had a great and a safe weekend. It's good to have you back in class, and I hope you're ready to go. A couple quick reminders for you. Wednesday is a half day. I am asked what it is that I have planned to do on Wednesday, and the answer is, well, I have Market Watch up, but it's pretty much a dead day. So take that for what it's worth. Also wanted to let you know that your vocabulary is due on Thursday, so please make sure that you do that. It's entirely likely that at the end of today's topic time together, you're going to have a chance to get some vocabulary work done. So please make sure that you're ready for that. You might as well get it done, get it turned in, and then you can forget about it. Quick reminder on some important things from Friday. We talked about the key economic questions that every society must answer, the key economic questions, and it is: what goods and services will be produced? How will those goods and services be produced? And who will consume those goods and services? Those are our critical questions. What, how, and who. So please make sure you remember those. And other than that, we are going to jump into today. So we're beginning with a quote from Franklin Roosevelt that says, "Not only our future economic soundness, but the very soundness of our democratic institutions depends on the determination of our government to give employment to idle men." Now, if you remember, on the left side of the economic spectrum, you have free enterprise. You move into this mixed economy as you come across, and then eventually when the government takes over the factors of production, the businesses, you still own the factors of production, but when the government takes over the businesses, it becomes a socialist society. And then when the government keeps moving to take over not only the businesses, but the factors of production, land, labor, capital, telling you where you will and won't work, that then becomes a communist society. So we want to be over here to free enterprise. Now the quote is by Franklin Roosevelt, who, trying to get out of the Great Depression, is trying to figure out how do we get employment to idle men. So the question is it the role of the federal government to give employment to idle men? If so, what are the benefits? If not, what are the drawbacks? So talk to your shoulder partner. This really should be some significant conversation, and then talk together as a class with your substitute. Is it good for the government to provide work to idle men, or is it not good for the government to do that? Talk together. All right. I wish I was there to hear that conversation. I'm sure it had the potential to be lively anyway. So we want to talk a little bit about the different types of economies, and you should see on your screen the traditional economy. And a traditional economy, there's only really one economy today that is traditional, and that's the Inuit of northern Canada. They're pretty much surrounded by ice, and they have a traditional economy. As noted by, there's little room for innovation or change. It's cold, frozen. It revolves around a family unit, usually found in communities that tend to stay relatively small and close. And they lack modern conveniences, low standard of living. A lot of bartering happens in those societies. So here's a question for you. If you could, would you go back to a traditional economy? If you could choose to, would you choose a free enterprise system or a traditional economy? Be prepared to share why you picked what you picked, okay? All right, so now you should have on your screen the basic framework for a circular flow model for an economy. And here soon I'm going to put a widescreen version of that, but wanted to make sure that you know that we're going to begin on the right side of the screen where it says households. And every one of you are a part of a household, a person or group living in a single residence. You are a part of a household. The household may look different. It may be structured different. The rules are going to be different. Who's in charge of buying what is going to be different. But every single one of you are a part of a household. Now we're going to follow the purple arrow up to the center to the factor market. Okay, the factor market is where a firm goes to purchase the factors of production. Remember, the factors of production: land, labor, capital. You own those things. You own your labor. And anytime you go to get a job, you are offering your labor from the household up to that factor market. Okay, so you get to decide what rate you will accept from the business who goes to the factor market to buy your labor. So remember, we're starting over here. You're the household selling your labor to the business who hires your labor, the factors of production. They then use your labor, to provide products, goods, and services to offer to the household. So let's look at it from R&R Wings perspective, okay? Some of you work there. I know some of my students work for Dairy Queen. Where you work doesn't matter. What matters is you're over here at the household. You decide you want to get a job. So you offer yourself at an agreed upon wage to the factor market. The business finds you there and hires you, and then uses you to provide goods and services, to sell chicken wings, make chicken wings, serve chicken wings, whatever it is. You then provide those goods and services, and they're provided to the household who comes to the restaurant to buy those things. So let's put that up on the large screen so that you can see it a little bit better. It also goes the opposite direction. You as a household, let's instead of you saying you're looking for a job, let's say you are looking for to go someplace for dinner, and you're in the mood for chicken wings, and you decide to go to R&R. So you're going to ask yourself the question, where do I go to get dinner today? It could be R&R, 5-5. You could go somewhere, some other restaurant sells chicken wings, whatever that is. And so you make your decision, and you as a household are looking for that product. So you go into the product market because you know you're going to find the product there, or the good, or the service. And the business has provided it because they have hired people in the product or the factor market from households. So it goes from the household to the factor, to the business, to the product, back to the household. And that's in the case of you having the factors of production, or we start with a household and you need a good or service. You need to get your hair cut. So you're going to go to Great Clips or Mendy Pinker in Callahan, or whomever it is that you go to. You're going into the product market to get a good or service provided by the business who hires their land, labor, capital from the household. This is the core foundation of everything tied to economics. Everything flows in a free enterprise based on this model. So what I'd like you to do is to take a minute and to talk about examples in which this happened this past weekend. Did you go anywhere? Did you buy anything? Who was employed there? Can you draw that out and say, okay, I went to this place for this good or service provided by this business, and they had hired people at a specific rate. Or you went to work, so you're the household. Where did you go? Where did you go to work? At what price did they hire you? What goods and services did you provide? To whom did you provide them? Take a few minutes and talk about that together, and then we'll come back and review this again. Welcome back. I hope that you were wrestling with this because this is foundational and key to everything that follows in topic 2. You really must wrestle with this. In fact, it's so critical, it is going to be on your tests. So let's put that diagram back on the screen again, and let's wrestle with it one more time to make sure that you understand it. We always start with a household. And let's say you're looking for a job. You offer yourself, your land, your labor, your capital, especially in this case, your labor. You're looking for a job. And the businesses are looking for your labor at the top in the factor market. So you enter the factor market, they hire you at a specific rate. The business now employs you. And they are using you to cut hair, to stock groceries, to fry chicken wings, to make burgers, to provide table service at a table restaurant or whatever it is. And you then provide that good or service to the household who is looking for that. Okay? Now it goes the other direction. I am a part of the household. I want a Dairy Queen Blizzard. So I know the product that I want, and Dairy Queen provides that. And so I am going to go there and to get that is provided by somebody in the factor market who has been hired from the household. Okay? What's the place on the island that has good ice cream? What is it? DiNucci's. Mrs. Williamson had to help me. DiNucci's. They actually have dairy-free options. They have Dole Whip over there at DiNucci's. So you can go there and get lots of different stuff. So if you are dairy intolerant, if you have an issue with milk-based products, you're asking yourself, where do I go? Where can I go and find a specific product? The answer, DiNucci's. Because DiNucci's is probably one of the few that sells dairy-free. So DiNucci's provides a product to the household. The household wants a product. So they go to DiNucci's, who hires the employees from the household. This is the foundation of free enterprise. What gets complicated is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on how it is that a government gets involved in free enterprise and its impact. So very quick lesson for you today. Make sure that you spend some time looking at this chart because it is going to be a huge part of your upcoming test next week. I missed you all today. Want to remind you, you matter. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and hope you all have an amazing day.